Are you thinking of playing Escape from Tarkov? Are you new to Escape from Tarkov? Have you seen Escape from Tarkov somewhere and gained some sort of interest? Well, if you did, you're in the right place. Hopefully after this guide you will have gained something from all of this, may it be confidence, understanding, or just an interest in general towards the game. Either way, you will understand how Tarkov works, how the game is, how great it is, but also how horrifying and frustrating this game can be. And because of these things, it is like no other game out there today. Escape from Tarkov really is in a league of its own. Sit back, take some notes, and let's get into it. Hello legends, and welcome back to another Escape from Tarkov video. We're coming at you today with a beginner's guide in 2024 for Escape from Tarkov. This guide may not make you the best player in the world. You will fall over a lot. Even the best of the best fall over a lot. So fear not, we all have to start from somewhere. One thing I can definitely guarantee is you will learn more about the game, you will improve, and you will start enjoying this game once you get a little understanding of it. The more you play, the more you learn, the more you watch, etc., the more enjoyable this game gets. I can promise you that. Coming from somebody who's on his third wipe right now, I've played about 1k hours per wipe. I stream it every day, make content on it. I can safely say from one wipe to the second wipe to the third wipe, I've seen an improvement every single step of the way. But don't get me wrong, there's those moments where I feel like, no! Sorry about that. Well, I think that's normal. I feel like everybody goes through these emotions when playing Escape from Tarkov. This is why we love it. It's in a league of its own. As I said before, there's nothing like Tarkov. Right, so with that said, let's get into it. Let's show you what it's all about, and hopefully you will come away with something from this today. And if you are enjoying the content, guys, please do hit that subscribe button and bell, because I'm really trying to grow as much as I can, and I need your support as much as possible. Thanks a lot, guys. Let's get into it. Right, so the first step we're going to go through is buying the game. There's many versions of the game, and when signing up to make an account, you do need a Gmail account as far as I'm aware. Emails do work for sure, so if you have a Gmail, it'll make your life easier rather than trying to figure out what email works. First of all, you will go up here to registration. So you enter your email, your password, repeat password. I'm over 18, blah, blah, blah. You have to be 18 and over to play this game. Register. Then you will go up here to purchase. This is where it gets a bit tricky. There's a few situations here we need to talk about. For this video, I do have a standard edition account to show you, because I feel most people who are starting off with this game should start with a standard account. I don't think it's a game you should dive straight into paying big money for a certain account. You might not like the game, and see if you enjoy the game, and you can always upgrade later. So €52, still fairly expensive. You get guaranteed instant access to closed beta. You get a digital copy preload, basic stash 10x30, bonus equipment at the start, including secure container alpha 2x2. So this is a small container to keep your safe items in. You will not lose in or out raid. Now, depending on the edition of the game, your container will be larger, therefore you can fit more items in there. It is kind of pay to win. These are all items that you will get right at the start of your Tarkov experience. And when the game resets at wipe, these are the items you start off with again at the start of wipe. Wipe usually happens every 6 months or so, but it's been chopping and changing ever since, so I would say anywhere between 4 to 8 months. So depending on choosing faction, USEC or bear, we will talk about this. Will depend on what items you get. The next edition we have is the Left Behind edition. This is a slightly more expensive, €86, guaranteed instant access, digital copy, blah blah blah. Your stash is bigger, as you can see, 10x30 for the standard edition, 10x40 Left Behind edition. You get mostly the same kind of stuff. You might get a few more bits here and there, maybe more money and stuff. Same with the USEC bear items. But you're essentially paying for a bigger stash. Then we have Prepare for Escape edition, which is a 10x50 stash, bigger once again. Initially a good standard with all in-game traders, so your trader rep, which will come to that, which is important. We will get to that. Additional sources, you get a bigger container, a 3x2 rather than a 2x2. You get a few more items. You probably get a bit more money and a few more items than the other two. It's all, the information is all here for you to read through anyway. I won't bore you with that stuff, but you can look through that yourselves if you're interested. In the website is Escape from Tarkov. Very simple stuff. Now we get to the Unheard edition. Basically, there used to be an edition called EOD, Edge of Darkness edition. It was a €150. And if you bought that edition, you got a bigger stash, you got a Gamma container. So the Gamma is a 3x3 safe container, bigger stash 10x72, which will help a lot. Anyway, they've brought out the Unheard edition, which is €250.
We'll be
For all these items in game. I seriously would not recommend diving straight into the Unheard edition.
the brilliant.
Always upgrade later if you feel like you are going to really like the game and play the game a lot. So either way, I'm going to let you decide on your current situation and what you think you should dive into when buying the game firsthand. For today, we are going to start with Standard Edition. We're going to go from there. Let's get into it. So, here we are. Escape from Tarkov game terms. You can read through this if this interests you at all. So, depending on your language, obviously, English. Your nickname, you have to make up your own nickname. So, for this, I'm going to say, I'm just a Timmy. I don't know why, it just came to mind. Timmy is another term used for noob, new player, that sort of thing in Escape from Tarkov. Now, here's where you have to make a decision right off the rip. Do you want to choose Bear faction or USEC faction? Both are also similar but different. The Bear has an AK style of weapon choice. It has Russian/Russian English voice lines. And also, one negative about a Bear is the Lighthouse rogues will attack you from a further distance on that specific map. So if you are on Lighthouse, the map Lighthouse, we will get into that. The AIs on that map, who are very powerful, will attack you from a larger distance rather than if you were a USEC. Now, even if a Bear and a USEC pairs together, the Bear will still get attacked along with the USECs from a further distance. A USEC uses NATO type weapons. It is rumored that in the future, one of the maps will have a penalty like the Bear will. That is yet to be decided. It has English/American voice lines. So they are the basic things you need to know for choosing a USEC or a Bear. It's all personal preference. It's not a massive deal. It will not impact your gameplay whatsoever. But I usually choose USEC just for the sake of the Lighthouse quests to make my life a bit easier. So we are going to pick USEC. Now, you have to decide what your character looks like. You have a few standard decisions to make. You have Blackburn, Grant, Mullen, Taylor, Hudson, Haywood, and Foreman. Right? You have Chris, Michael, Josh, Brent, Patrick. So we're going to go with Blackburn. Just going to go with the first one. Doesn't make a big difference whatsoever. Voices. I think Patrick's voice sounds the most terrifying out of the lot. So we're going to go with Patrick. This is obviously personal preference for when you're voice line and stuff like that. That's all it is. We are loaded up. So you will see something here straight away in the bottom, PvE zone. The Unheard edition or Edge of Darkness edition is required to access PvE game mode. Now this edition, so PvE is only available if you have Unheard edition or if you had Edge of Darkness edition. PvE only, which is AI only. There's no multiplayer action in this type of Tarkov, and you can switch back and forth between PvP and PvE as much as you like. But for now, we do not have PvE, so if you do want PvE in the future, you will have to upgrade to Unheard edition. So let's get into it. This is what we start off with at the start of Wipe, or the start of your Tarkov experience with a standard account. As you can see here, we have the USEC hat, because we are USEC. We will have masks, headsets, armors, rigs, magazines with ammo inside them. We'll have some heals. As you can see here, we have food and water, spare ammo, weapon, and a melee item. These are the standard things you need in Escape from Tarkov. And this is your stash. So our stash is quite small because it is a standard account. You do start off with some spare armors, spare rigs, ammo, magazines, money, bags, fuel, heals, food, water, everything you will need in Escape from Tarkov. These are your stats overall, so everything you need to know, hit count, levels, what PMCs you killed, from what distance, headshots, everything you need to know will be here. Run through, survival rate, etc. Everything. And then your gear on this tab is your gear. Your health, it'll show your health here, your right arm, left arm, thorax, stomach, right leg, left leg, and head. So this is the amount of health you have. You will learn this as you go, what items do what. I will post on screen what heals do what. To make it a bit easier, you can go ahead and screenshot it and look through it. Also, there is a website called Tarkov Wiki. We will talk about that a lot during this video. Tarkov Wiki will be your best companion during your Escape from Tarkov journey. And honestly, the best way you're going to learn these things is from playing the game. You also have your skills. It's all here in front of you. You will learn how to increase these skills as you play the game. And the more you play and the more tasks you do, the higher these skills will get, the better your PMC becomes. And these is your task locations. So right now we didn't accept any tasks yet. So what you'll have to do is go to your traders. You have Prapor, Therapist, Fence Skier, Peacekeeper, Mechanic, Ragman, Jaeger, and Ref. These two are locked at the moment. We will unlock these as we go. You go to tasks, go to accept. The first one is shooting cans. And this is what you need to do. All the tasks will be described. They will show you your rewards. There is a brief description, but if you are ever confused about a task, go to Tarkov wiki, type in the name of the quest, aka for this one, shooting cans. I'll show you, for example, right now. So Tarkov wiki quests. Go to the search bar, and we will go to shooting cans. You will click into it. It will tell you exactly what to do and where to go. So in this quest you have to find the machine gun and the grenade launcher on ground zero, as well as kill any 5 entities on the location, which means any PMCs or AIs on the map. So this will show you the location on the map. So we're looking for Tar Bank. Now this might seem a little bit much from the start, but you will get it. You will figure it out as you play. Just learn these maps, and the more you play, the more you will figure out. Playing offline, playing your scarf runs, etc., watching the game, you will learn a lot. This game has a massive learning curve. You do have to put a lot into this game to learn it. As you go through the wipes and learn the game more, you will learn what quests are what, and you will not have to use wiki as much. So what you want to do is you want to go to each trader and accept all these quests. Then you will go to your messenger. You'll have a message from mechanic, message from skier, receive all. Sometimes for the quest, they will give you items you need for the quest. And this is where you'll also get your rewards for your quests. Also, you will have to make sure that you hand in your quest items when you bring a quest item out of raid. I will hopefully show you an example of that in the next few videos. Once again, I do want to mention, please do subscribe if you are enjoying this and you do want to learn more about Tarkov. I will be trying my best this wipe to help people learn more about the game. So if you do want to learn more, please do subscribe for future videos. Right, and let's get back into it. So what are the basic necessities you need when you're going into a raid? You want spare ammo. You'll want a splint for fractures, painkillers in case you get in a situation where if you get a blacked out leg, you can't walk. If you take a painkiller, it lets you to move faster on a broken or fractured leg. Bandages, stop light bleeds. Medkit heals. Food and water for if your food and water drops, which you will need to keep an eye on during the raid. I need to eat and drink as much as possible to increase that metabolism. The higher the metabolism, the better it is for your PMC. The less you will need to eat in raid. But eat as much as you can, get that max metabolism, and you will have less worries in the game. You obviously want your magazines and what ammo, etc. So how you know that? If you're struggling to figure out what ammo does what, say you're like, oh, the M8A2 doesn't go into the M4. What's going on here? Click inspect. On top it'll say the caliber right here, 5.56 by 4.5. The name of the gun, etc. So if I come over here and inspect this, it'll say 9x19mm. Nope, that's not it. We'll go to M855, inspect 5.56 by 4.5. That's what we need. You'll bring the ammo over, drop it into your mag, drag the mag onto your gun. There you have it. These guns are very standard starting off, so once you unlock the flea market at level 15, you will be able to make your own guns by buying items off the flea market, like attachments, etc. Also, you can buy some guns that are pre-made with certain trades, etc. Some guns you will be able to use at the start wipe, some you will not, as you may not be able to get your hands on ammo as easy as others. So basic necessities anyway are a headset so you can hear footsteps easier around the map. With the standard account you don't get a helmet, but if you do get a helmet in the future, wear a helmet. Masks, obviously, because it camouflages your face a bit more so it's not as bright. Armor to protect your thorax, stomach, etc. You'll want armor. Gun to fight back your enemies. Backpack to carry your items out with. A rig to hold your magazines, food, etc. Your pockets can hold your heals. And I would also key bind them. So what I do is key bind these, and when you're in raid, if you want to heal, just press 4 rather than going into your gear, right click and use heal, etc. It just makes things a bit easier, but you will learn these things as you go. So in your alpha container you will want spare ammo. I would bring a Vaseline as it's a long lasting PK. Ideally you would want a CMS, and also make sure and do inspect every item you can, as you will gain XP. You will want to get a CMS in here as soon as you can get one off traders or find one. That will help you if you get a blacked out limb. Now your stash sometimes can get a bit messy, so say if you come out raid and there's bits and pieces all over the place, it looks a bit messy and you're like, oh, it's taking forever. You can literally auto sort by clicking the blue arrows down here. Yes, and everything is as neat as possible. So this is your ruble count. Some items cost euros, some will cost dollars, some will cost rubles. See that? So as if I go to Peacekeeper, you can see the dollar signs here. If I go to Prapor, you can see the ruble sign here, etc, etc. As I said before, hydration and energy is very important. Make sure you eat and drink as much as you can in raid to increase that metabolism. If you do have some spare food lying around, I would bring it in with you just in case, but more than likely you will find some in raid. And also make sure to eat first, then drink, as the food will bring down your hydration. Now, in terms of your raids, when you're finally ready to go into a raid, a scav can be very helpful for learning maps and extracts and just learn the game as a whole as well. As a scav, you do not want to shoot other AI scavs or player scavs, as your scav will go down and you will get shot by other AIs for being a traitor scav. You also want to stay away from bosses unless you have a max scav rep of 6, as the bosses and guards will kill you in game. So the whole aim as a scav is to get in, get some gear and get out. Increase the rubles in the stash. Therefore you can buy more weapons, more armor, more ammo, etc. So make sure you select your PMC. Next. Now, here we have the maps. So terminal is still not available. This has not been available for numerous wipes. It will be eventually available eventually. Right now you don't need to worry about terminal whatsoever. Also the lab you will not need to worry about for now. The lab is a high tier loot zone which would have some of the best players and, to be honest, a lot of cheaters. Everyone's experiences may differ, but there is a lot of cheaters in the Scav and Tarkov at the moment. But hopefully you won't need to run into that situation too much. So first of all, you want to start off, we're going to be starting off with ground 0. This is the map for new players from level 1 to 20. Once you hit 20 plus, there's a separate ground 0 playlist for level 20 and above. So ground 0 1 to 20 is for all new players. This is very helpful for Scav and Tarkov because I feel like otherwise you're thrown into the deep end amongst players who are playing numerous wipes. So at ground 0 you're more than likely going to play someone at your own caliber. Unless it's at the start of wipe, you are going to run into people that have played a while and are the same low level as you. Other than that, you will run into new players. Ground 0 is a small enough map with a lot of buildings, a lot of cover. Good for learning the game and starting off, rather than woods, customs, reserve, lighthouse, shoreline, interchange. All big enough maps, open maps at times, which you will learn as you play in the future, as we go, as we make these videos, as you watch, as you play, as you learn. You will learn that all these maps are different, very various reasons. So when you're ready, you'll hit ground 0. Pick your time of raid. Time of raid is very important. If you click nighttime raids, it will be very, very dark. You will not be able to see. It will make your experience very, very hard. So make sure you select daytime when you're going into your raids. There'll always be a description on each map. The business center of Tarkov. This is where Terror Group was headquartered. This is where it all began. 35 minutes is the total time of raid. Insane PvP. It has a 9 to 10 player count. So also you need to make sure you get out within this time or you will be KIA in raid, which means you will lose your raid, lose your items and lose all your gear, etc. Basically you will lose the raid if you're not out within this time. Also knowing what to use in raid is important. So if I'm going to a small map, I know I can bring an MP5 rather than an M4. It's all personal preference. It all depends on what map you're going to and what you're doing in that raid. Now, traders do have timers on them. They do reset. So if you do need to buy a grenade or an ammo or whatever, you will be only allowed to buy a certain amount of that ammo within this time. Once this timer resets, you can buy the ammo again. Each armor and helmet has a tier. This is armor class 2. Armors may vary. You will learn this as you go, but there is armors varying from tier 2 all the way to tier 6. The better weapons you have, the better ammo, the better gear, the more chance you have of surviving. And also, as you get attachments for the gun, unlock the fee, etc., you'll be able to go to edit preset. But as it says here, you need to unlock equipment modification in the hideout. So the hideout is another whole new story in this game. You can look on Tarkov wiki, all this stuff. But this is just a general chit chat about the start of the game. You will learn as you go. You will learn as you play. Trust me, it is a big learning curve, and sometimes it may seem like a lot, but you will get there. So your vents are ready to construct. You need 25,000 rubles to construct the vents. That's the first thing you're going to have to do when you come in here. Construct. So for example, workbench, I need 2 nuts, 2 bolts, and 1 multi-tool. Once you get these items, you can press construct, and it unlocks off-raid full weapon customization, unlocks weapon repair via repair kits. This is what you want to do to get that going. To get your generator going, so you need 1 spark plug, 100,000 rubles, and you also need security level 1, which is 1 measuring tape and 20,000 rubles. You will have to construct your security. Once that is constructed, go back to your generator, construct the generator, then you can use your fuel and therefore help the heart of your shelter. Fuel is needed to maintain working power of the grid. Also, if you're looking to add friends in the Scav and Tarkov, you'll need to go to Messenger, add friend, enter the nickname. For now, I'm going to add my account, deadline, send friend request, and when that request is accepted, you can go to invite to group and add your friends through here. There's also another thing you can do to really learn this game, and I would highly recommend it. So pick the map you want to learn. So for now we want to learn ground 0. Enable practice mode for this raid. Make sure and tick this box. Go to game settings. You want to leave the AI PvE settings as in online. So this is basically a practice mode. This is similar to PvE, but your progress will not save as it does in PvE mode. This is just something to get used to the game. I would click random weather conditions because you will get random weather conditions in the raids. For now, I wouldn't tick this box. Just lets you learn the game without getting destroyed by a boss. But in the future, if you do feel confident, you can enable a boss. So once you select your settings, you'll press next, ready, and you'll go into the raid, practice, and even if you do die, you don't lose anything. There's no risk to playing offline. I would highly recommend playing offline and your scav as much as you can when you're trying to learn the game, as it can be very beneficial. So obviously if your graphics settings, you can mess around with those yourself. It's all personal preference depending on your PC. Same with your sound, but your controls you can change. So say if crouch is C and you want your crouch to be Z, you can click on it, press Z, and that's it. It's all personal preference once again. Just something we might want to take a look at if you are used to pressing certain controls from another game and you'd like to keep it similar. There it is. Hopefully all of this was very helpful. I know there was a lot of information there, but you can always come back to this video, watch it again, pause it at certain spots, go to the Tarkov wiki, etc. for help. Hopefully this will get you started and give you some sort of input and insight into Escape from Tarkov. Escape from Tarkov can seem a little bit scary and a bit intimidating at times when starting off, but this game is brilliant. Once you get into it, once you start learning the game, you'll never look back. For a guy who mained Call of Duty for 12 years or so, more maybe, once I played this game, I didn't look back. Now, I still play other games, don't get me wrong, but Escape from Tarkov gives me that something that none of the other games can. So yeah, that's it for today. This is the beginner intro for your Escape from Tarkov journey. And if you do want to learn more and see more, please do subscribe, as there will be future videos helping you guys out on your journey in Escape from Tarkov. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Best of luck out there. You got this. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.